What you and I need, I believe, is to go so far into the presence of God each day that it's literally not even possible anymore for the bits where we try and measure or assess or judge or make ourselves enough to come out the other side. Like, let me go so far into you today, God, that I didn't come out again the other side. Not that me. Not the natural me. Not the carnal me. Not the me that's trying to measure up, catch up, keep up, be enough, do it right, and dance to the tune of whoever I think I need to dance to the tune of, which is usually some made up counterfeit idea of myself. It's not even usually like a comparison point to someone else for me. It's usually a comparison point like me against me, but it's some bizarre perverted version of me that I imagine that I would be being if I was doing enough or if I was on track, when in actual fact all I need to do is look to God, surrender and submit, and accept this is what it is today. This is what is bubbling within me today, or this is what's in front of me that I know I'm meant to set my hands to today, which could be, here, like this, publicly. It could be nothing public at all. It could be one tiny little thing. It could be a whole big new vision that it's time to say yes to and release. But let me just say yes to the assignment that is actually the assignment. And let me tell you, there's going to be structure. There's going to be divine order when you're walking forward according to what God set out for you. When you're I was trying to avoid saying assignment again because I thought I said it like 18 times already on this live stream, but let me just say assignment again. It's my word for this year anyway. So when you're on assignment, when you're in alignment and on assignment, there's going to be structure. But how it will look a lot of the time in what comes out, in what's made visible to whoever it is that you're here to speak to, and also just in how you sort of perceive or look at it. I mean, for me, it looks like a whirling, twirling, dancing, moving, can never quite fully put your finger on it or even see what it is, blurry mess of neon colors with a journal and a pen and a Bible. That's roughly what it looks like. And if I'm honest, when I think about that, it sounds amazing. It sounds incredible. I want to show you this photo, which is I had a new photo shoot done for my various, business branding things that I want. I was going to learn how to do AI photos, and where you can just produce like realistic looking photos of yourself. Everyone seems to be doing it, but they're very, even if they're really good, you can pick them, can't you? I feel like a lot of people are doing this at the moment in the business world, in the ministry world, and I was like, oh, maybe I should learn that. And then, I don't know, it just didn't sit right in me. So I did a photo shoot with my favorite photographer. Okay, look at this photo. This is one of my favorite photos from the shoot. I've got this huge, what's that material called? Like you make tutu skirts out of it. I've got this huge, long, multi-coloured, multi-layered tutu skirt on. You can't see all the colours because I'm sitting down. I've got all my grungy jewellery on, my boots. I've got this beautiful leather journal on my lap, beautiful pen, and I'm sitting on a milk crate in front of a graffiti wall down a back dodgy alley nearby to me here on the Gold Coast. And everything about this photo just excites my spirit because it's the colours, it's the graffiti, it's the edgy vibe with the pretty vibe, it's the leather journal and the beautiful fountain pen, and I love to write with fountain pens. And it's, if you know me, it's just, well, that's a very cat photo. The thing is, so often we go looking for, what would I look like? What would I sound like? What would I talk like? What would I act like? What would I speak about? What would I preach about? What would I write about? What would I coach about? What would I jolly, let a breath out of me about that would mean that I'm being enough, or that would mean that I'm on track, that would mean that I'm showing up properly, that would mean that I'm doing it right, that would mean that things have the right order or the right structure, so that, why do we want that, right? Why do we want those different things that we think we need to have in place? So that, you answer that, so that. What is on the other side of that, so that? So that things grow finally, so that I can feel secure around money, so that I feel like I'm good enough to be in the room, so that I feel like other people perceive me as whatever, and on it goes. Typically whatever's on the other side of that, so that, is something that you already have in God, and you need to really get some Matthew 6:33 into your life and seek first the kingdom and understand that those things are already given. That's just the reality, right? But also here's the reality. Grab a picture in your head right now, a visual of you being the most you, right? This picture to me, it's me, right? I don't actually dress up in a multi-layered, beautiful long tutu skirt with boots to go and sit and do my journaling on top of a milk crate in a back alley graffiti. I usually just stay in my own house or at a cafe with or without the tutu skirt. In fact, I never wore that skirt anywhere before. But it was perfect for that photo shoot. When I bought it, I was like, I have to buy this skirt. I don't know where I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it to the grocery store. But maybe I'll wear it sometime in public. Anyway, here it is. Get a visual right now of you just whirling, twirling, being in the dance of being you. Being in that everyday dance with God, where you are saying yes to what He's put within you that is meant to come out right now in this season. And now imagine if you described just one kind of manifestation of that. Like this photo is a manifestation of that, right? It's an example. It's something that's been brought to life that represents many parts of who I am. The reality is that if someone explained that to you, or showed it to you, or gave you an insight or a visual into this wonderful person, this wonderfully and fearfully made person, you, who I'm talking to, made in the image of God, and you got kind of the vibe of who that person is, you would think that's freaking cool. And maybe you would think, I would love to be, as whatever as that. I'd love to just be writing like that or creating like that or being unapologetic in that way, that the message I'm here to share or whatever it is. But I'm talking about you looking at the reality fully expressed of who God made you to be. That's the goal. But it's not something to strive towards, and it's not something where if you really get it together and you really perfect your routines or your habits or every part of yourself, then you'll finally graduate to the bit where you get to be fully you. It's a relaxation, a rest, a leaning back, a surrender, and a recognition of what Jesus already said. Well said, but I meant to say did and said it's finished. Which means that you get to be fully you right now. And it's not going to look neat and orderly a lot of the time. It's not going to meet the parameters of whichever world or worlds you're moving in business or ministry or life or parenting or anything. But it's going to be perfect. And it's going to be brilliant.